Hello everybody, welcome to Chem 152 Lab. My name is Rob Fremlin and I'm going to be your instructor. So I want to welcome you to the lab, and then what I want to do is go through the syllabus and the website and tell you how things are going to go, and then we'll be on our merry way. So let me start with going over the syllabus. All right, so this is the syllabus to your class, and it's available on the website, and I emailed it to you. So the syllabus just kind of talks about the class. You can read about the course description, but very briefly, this is the companion course for the lecture. That's going to be unusual because we're doing everything online due to the pandemic, but basically you're going to learn a lot of the stuff that goes along with the lecture. There's basically a couple of kinds of experiments. There's experiments that illustrate the principles taught in the lecture. So for example, in the lecture, you'll learn about the periodic table and how reactivity of metals varies as you go down a column. In the lab, you'll actually see that. All right, and then some of them are just technique-y, where you're going to learn techniques. Like the first lab is about measurement, and it's just about how do we make measurements and record them appropriately. All right, so that's what the course is. You can read all this stuff for yourself. You do need to be able to do math. Let me go through textbooks. You're going to like this. We're giving you the textbook. So in the Canvas site, the sections of the textbook, which were the lab manual, are given to you. So you don't really need to buy anything for this class. Everything is going to be there, but you do need to read it. This is fully online. That means you need reliable internet and some way to access it reliably. And in addition, you're going to need to write down measurements by hand, maybe do calculations by hand, draw graphs by hand, and then be able to upload those. So you're going to need a mechanism to upload documents. I suggest a printer and a scanner. You can get a scanner for your phone. You can take pictures. Try to make things into one document, even if they're multiple pages. That makes it easy for me. Okay, office hours. So my office hours are Monday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to noon. They're going to be by Zoom, which is the way I'm recording this video. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my office hours are 10 to 11. And of course, this lab class is at 11 o'clock on Tuesdays. The Zoom, you can use this link, or you can just go to zoom.us. The meeting ID is 630-345-5028, and this is the password. If you need to talk to me any time other than the Zoom time, and I do have a lot of Zoom time, but any other time, just shoot me an email and we can set something up. All right, now, attendance and withdrawal. This is interesting. We are actually, even though we're online, we're going to be online at the same time for a short time every week. So it's a fully online course, and all the material is going to be posted on Canvas, and I'm going to go through the Canvas site as I said. Now, meanwhile, though, we are going to have scheduled meeting times. You're going to have lab quizzes every week, and they're going to be at 11:10 on Tuesday, which is in the schedule of classes. So hopefully you budgeted that time. Technically, it goes 11:10 to 2:10. I rather doubt you're going to need me for 3 hours, or you're going to be there for 3 hours. But I'd say budget yourself an hour. What I intend to do during that time, you're going to have a lab. I'm going to answer any questions you might have about that lab. Then you'll have a lab quiz, and then you're going to you'll have another lab that's due. It's a good time to ask me questions. I'm not going to give a lab lecture during that time, however. So the lab lectures will already be done. They're videos, they're whiteboard videos. They will already be posted, and you'll see, I'll show you an example. All right. So I'm not intending to lecture, but I can certainly go over material again if you need me to. All right. So make sure you can be there. You want to have read the material and watch the whiteboard video before you come to class. That way you'll know you'll know what you don't understand or what you do understand. All right. Dropping the class, October 23rd is the drop date. So after October 23rd, you will receive a letter grade. So please, please, please don't forget to do that if you decide to drop. I hope you all pass, but just in case, if someone needs to drop, right? All right, now lab work, like I said, everything's done through Canvas. So let me show you the Canvas site. So let's do a different thing. Let's go to this, course modules. All right, so this is the Canvas site for this class. So if you look at this, let's get this out of the way. Okay, this is the Canvas site. So this is the welcome module. So what you want to do is you want to go through this. This is the video that you're watching right now, but I sent it to you in an email. This is your course syllabus, which I'm going over. This is a link to Zoom. So you can go ahead and just click on that. This is just a link to student services. It's very handy to have. All right. Then there's an equipment and safety video, or an equipment and safety module. If you click on here, this is just a document that has pictures of lab equipment, so you'll know what a beaker looks like and a flask looks like, and you might need that for experiment 1, but you'll need that. This is some literature, some stuff that we wrote about lab safety. This is a 35-minute safety video, and you do need to watch it. I know it's kind of cheesy, but you need to watch that video. And then there's a safety quiz. Now, this quiz counts on your grade, and you will not be able to go forward until you finish this safety quiz. So make sure you do this. Right? Even though we're not working in the lab, lab safety is a very important thing. So you definitely want to understand it because, again, we're not going to be on shutdown forever. Eventually, you will be doing lab work, so it's important that you go through that. You can just read through this. This just explains what I'm about to tell you. So all of the labs will be in separate modules. So you can see there's experiment 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have a whole bunch that I have to work on a little bit. All right, but I've got the first couple ready to go. But let me show you how they're structured. So this is the background and procedure. I included the procedure for reference. You may or may not need to look at it to read through it, but you might want to go back and forth. But this is what would be in the lab manual if you had a lab manual. These are whiteboard explanations of this material. All right, so sometimes I'm showing you what's written here and explaining it. Sometimes I'm writing on a whiteboard. In this case, in this particular experiment, it's rather long, and so I did 2. Typically, it's going to be 1 video, and it's going to be like 15, 20 minutes. This one's kind of long because it's the first experiment. Then there's a pre-lab quiz, and so you're going to take the pre-lab quiz at 11:10 on Tuesday. So that date, you're going to take this quiz, okay? And it's only going to be open for about 15, 20 minutes. This one up here, the safety one, I'm giving you more time. But these quizzes, you're going to only have a short period of time, so you want to have gone through all this material before you come to class, right? Then after that, these are videos that go with this experiment. This is like if someone was actually doing it, what does it look like? My colleague, Dr. Fusco, and I have made these videos, so sometimes you'll see her, sometimes you'll see me. Labs are going to have, they may have 3 videos, they may have 2 videos, they may have 1 video. It just depends on the experiment. Some of them don't have any. All right, then after that, this box is the data sheet. So sometimes the data you need will be in the video, and you're supposed to write down a number from the video. Sometimes the data will be given to you, so this will have numbers in there, but you'll have to work it up. And sometimes there'll be like a picture of, like, for example, in this first one, there's a picture of a measurement, and you're supposed to record the measurement. All right. Then there'll be calculations and things that you have to do in here. This is something that you're going to print and you're going to do by hand. This one even has graphs. You're going to do this by hand, and then you're going to scan it and upload it down here. And then down here, this is where this is the part that gets graded. This is where this gets uploaded, and then and then there'll be additional questions here, right? And these have due dates. So that's how the course is structured. Right, every one of these is going to have probably very close to this many boxes. So there, again, there's a bunch of experiments, and that's how it's done. All right, let me go back to the syllabus. By the way, you can hit pause anytime during these videos. All right, so that's the lab work. All right, and I explained all this. Okay, Okay, grading. Let's talk about the quizzes and stuff like that. So I'll go through the grading. So the grading, there's the safety quiz is 20 points. You will not be able to go forward until you do that. Each lab, there are 12 lab experiments. They're graded, there's 12 lab experiments. That means there's going to be 12 lab quizzes. They're 10 points each. These are the quizzes that are at the beginning of the lab, and they're between 11:10 and 11:20 or 11:25 during that window. It's the only time you can take them. Those are 10 points each. I'm throwing out the lowest, so you can screw up 1 lab quiz. All right. Then the other part is your lab experiments. There's 12 experiments. That means there's 12 experiments. I'm counting the best 11. They're worth 50 points each. Now, I want to talk a little bit about that. That's kind of up here. To make the labs add up to 50 is nearly impossible. So what I do is each lab's going to add up to some number. So, for example, your first experiment adds up to, let me see, I have to look back, 76 points, all right? But your experiments are going to add up to some magic number, then I'm going to scale it to 50. So in the example here, let's say that a lab was worth 106 points and you got a 93, it'll say in the raw score, it'll say 93, but then I go 93 times 50 divided by 106, and then I round to the closest half, and they're going to be on a 50-point basis. So you're going to get a raw score for this. I will by hand enter the actual score towards the grade into Canvas because I have to do the math. Canvas can't do the math for me. All right, grading scale is a 90, 80, 70, so unless I made a mistake on the math, this is the grading scheme. If you have any type of disability, you need to let me know. I can't do anything for you if I'm unaware of that disability. And for those of you who have no disabilities, anything I can do to make this work better, please let me know. Teaching labs online is weird. I did it last semester because we had to, and so now I've had a little bit of time to kind of figure out what the hell I'm doing, and I think I'm better at it, but certainly early on the learning curve. All right, then student success. Okay, chemistry is a tough class. So what you want to do, take advantage of this time. So you can sit online and work on the lab during that 3-hour window if you want to. And as long as there's a student staying in the Zoom thing, I'm prepared to stay until 2 o'clock. So we go 11 to 2. If you want me to stay there until 2 o'clock and help you with stuff, I'm more than happy to do it, even if there's only one of you. So don't feel like you're keeping me from something. I planned my day around being there till 2:20. So finishing early, if you want to work on lecture stuff, you can do that as well. Obviously, you want to read the experiment before you come to the synchronous session. You can take notes. Working together is okay, right? But make sure, when you guys get onto Chem 200, you're going to need to be able to do stuff on your own. Don't get behind. Ask me lots of questions, please, please, please. All right. So this stuff you can read for yourself. So, but it's really important, especially because we're online and it's a little tricky to not be rude to people. So just remember, everybody has the same right to an education as you do. So you don't have more rights or less rights than anybody else. So just be polite, and if someone's trying to talk while you're talking or you're talking, I'll try to manage that as well as I can. All right, make sure you have a calculator and you know how to use it. And again, if you have a problem, then it's, I need to see the work, because the work is the only way you're going to get partial credit on stuff. All right, lastly, down here, this is the schedule. So like I said, August 18th, we're just going to go over some stuff, welcome you again. But August 25th, we're doing the first experiment. So these are all Tuesdays. This is the schedule. This is what we're doing when. Anyway, I think that covers the class. I went through the syllabus. I've gone through the website. All right, so last chance, just welcoming you to the class. Get a little sip. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Starting on August 18th will be the first day that we actually meet. So enjoy the rest of your time off, and I'll see you soon.